Tanzania Dog TV. This is a channel whereby all the dog lovers meet. If you're a dog lover, you're a breeder, you own a pet shop, this is the right channel to tune in, right? As you can see, I'm with my friend here. This is a Bobo, okay? And I know most of you are scared of this breed. There are a lot of types of breeds out there, but the aim of this channel is for you dog lover to understand what a dog needs, what are the challenges that you're facing and what others are doing about it. Also for you to understand the kind of breeds. You might have a breed but you question yourself a lot. So through this channel I hope you're going to subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to just put it down there on the comments. We're going to help you understand your dog better, okay? Because we're going to meet a lot of breeders through this channel, and I hope you're going to enjoy. My name is Palela, one-on-one, and I'm going to be with you from the beginning to the end, and I hope there is no end. So please subscribe at our channel. We need you and you need us. Okay, so if you're a dog breeder, feel free to call me through my numbers. They'll be down there. 0682 951 228, 0682 951 228, or 0717 271 741, 0717 271 741. And I don't charge anything, so if you're a dog breeder, feel free to call me, because the aim is to reach a lot of dog lovers out there. Thank you. Okay, so actually, since I was a young guy, I was about 8. That's how far I can remember. My mother brought these local dogs. My mother, she did that because we needed security. At that time, where we used to live, it was an open space. So, and we used to keep cows, livestock in general. There were chickens, so she needed security. So I used to love taking care of dogs since I was a young kid. But as I was growing up, I learned to love them, you know, because I used to take care of them, wash them, feed them. So I tend to love them that way. There was a dog I remember when I was growing up, when I was 10, on my 10th birthday, there were puppies born when I was 10, when I was 10 years old, on my 10th birthday. Actually, with that dog we grew up together for the next 10 years. By the time I was 20, that dog passed away. Yeah, I think she was old, but she tended to pass away. So within the 10 years, we created a bond, and I remember her name was Toby. And so we bonded. Since that time, I've become a dog lover. And after the death of Toby, I said I should get a bigger breed, a bigger dog. So that's when I started following and visiting a lot of dog breeders. But you know, I was still struggling with life, but I hoped one day I would get there. When I had my first dog, that was my mama's dog. So when I was, I remember I was it was 2017. Yeah, 2017. That's like six years ago. That's when I acquired my first dog, and that was a Spitz breed. There was my boss from Czechoslovakia. He came with a dog, and as he wanted to leave, he just gave me that dog. And I remember the dog was pregnant. Her name was Bella. So I gave away the puppies. I never sold because I just loved her. She would stay with me anytime. She eats. was just a perfect dog, and I just tend to like her that way. But then after I also gave Bella away because I needed some other breed. I think the Spitz and Maltese were not the thing for me, so I just needed something huge, something extra large. And that's when I found on YouTube, on Google and YouTube, I found people are keeping adorables. That's when I started. I thought I could also have one. So I got my first Boabo when it was in 2020. On the hardest decision, these are extra large dogs, yeah. So any dog lover would say something different apart from what my views were. But feeding them was one thing that came in mind, and that goes to everyone who wants to be a dog breeder. Don't keep a dog if you cannot feed them. Apart from washing them, loving them, just make sure you can feed them. Because Boabos need a lot of care. They need a lot of balanced diet. You don't need to overfeed. You don't want to overfeed them, because if you overfeed them, they get diabetes. If you less feed them, their body structure just goes away. So it's you won't get the proper quality or top dog you want. Yeah. Okay. There are a lot of breeders in my history. I met a lot of breeders, but those who inspired me are those who are still with me. Because most of them, I just came to know them, their whereabouts, and we lost track. But for me, right now, there's this guy called Chris Boabus. Shoutouts to Chris Boabus. And PH Canal, shoutouts to you. I've been following them. I've been loving them, their breeds. I've been loving the breeds. I've been loving their work, their feeding, their training, the top quality dogs they have. I've been admiring them so much. Shoutouts to OG Kigamboni. Actually, the parents of Simba are from OG Kennel at Kigamboni. And shoutouts to K9 dogs. Shoutouts to Tanzania dogs. All those people inspired me. Knowingly or unknowingly, you guys inspire me so much. Thank you so much. Dogs are intelligent. Dogs are loyal. Dogs are a friend. Is a friend. Is a life companion. They're friendly. So many of them are social. Some of them are not. So it's a tough question to ask, but I would answer it. I love Boabos. I love Boabos. I love Boabos. Recently, I've fallen in love with them but I used to love the long-coat German Shepherds, and I kept one. I used to love the German Shepherds, but now my love has gone to Boabos. And since I owned my first Boabo, was a male one, I never thought of having any other breed at my kennel. I really love Boabos. Why Boabos? As I told you, I used to keep the smaller breeds, the Maltese, the Spitz. I've gone for the German Shepherds, but yet I had an urge for large dogs. The people who inspired me are those. Most of them, they don't have the Shepherds or the what. But it's not about them. I think it's more about what I wanted. For me, I wanted the larger dogs. And for depending on our climatic conditions, the equatorial climate, I found Boabos to be more friendly, climate friendly. So I've never thought of any other breed apart from the Boabos because of their history and the way they see them, they're just so attractive. They're not aggressive if you get to know them, but they're aggressive by appearance. Dog has a diet depending on the weight, depending on the work. If it's a working dog, you need to they need to build the bodies, the muscles. They need enough energy. They need because they have too much exercise, so they need foods that build their bodies, the energy. So, well, for me, because I keep bubbles, I feed them raw foods and cooked foods, as in raw meat and cooked foods like cooked rice. But in terms of meat, I don't cook it. I just keep them raw. They eat eggs, and they eat chicken, they eat beef, and they drink goat milk barely, because around I barely have people keeping goat milk, but I acquire them from a friend of mine who is not near, so barely. And I also give them, I feed them the dry pellets. Yeah. It depends now. For the pregnant dogs and the puppies, you can feed them twice a day. Twice a day. That's morning around 8 o'clock. In the afternoon around 2 p.m. and in the evening around 6. I do that because I intend to get the best results from them. Because if they're puppies, I would want them to build their bodies at the early stages. And if they're pregnant, I would want to have strong immune puppies. And for the males, I only feed them twice. All my dogs, I feed them twice. But if they're pregnant or they're puppies, that's when they just eat thrice a day. And in the morning, I basically prefer the light food. Or they eat kimbo, the chicken heads or the chicken legs, broccolis, goat milk, and 1 egg each of them. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a common challenge for everyone. There are two things that if you're a dog lover, I'm pretty sure you're struggling with if you're keeping a dog. If you're a dog owner, you're struggling with them. That's the ticks and pub. But ticks these insects, ticks and fleas. They tend to come out when there's a hot climate like this one. No, I've never had such complaints. You know, where I stay, people live very far from each other. You know? So I've never had such complaints. But also my dogs, when I go out there on leash, we just go for long walks, 20 minutes walk or an hour walk, and come back. We've never had such complaints. Yeah. Apart from the boabu, I also had love for the German Husky. They're also larger breeds than the boabus. I think I love the larger breeds. I think they're too interesting and I love the German Caucasians. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a family guy. And my wife cherishes what I'm doing, and sometimes when I'm late doing other business, she takes care of their meals. But also my children, they love taking the dogs for walks, so they really support me. No. You know, you should love them before you acquire one. So if you're not a dog lover, this is not just some business you invest your money and live. I've seen a lot of people doing that. You know, they're like, I need a dog, I wanna sell some, I need a dog that I can sell their puppies and get some money. They try doing that, but their puppies keep dying. You know, there's no that care, there's no tender, there's no love. Actually, where there's no tender, there's no love, there is no care. You know, so not anyone can be a dog breeder, and not every dog owner can be a dog breeder, because most of the owners I know, they don't spend time with the dogs. They just leave the guy to take care of the dogs, and they come back at night. They don't save enough time with them. Sometimes even the dogs don't know them. So for me, unless you're a dog lover, you can be a dog breeder. But if you're just a dog owner, you cannot be a dog breeder.
Get tuned for the things you love here on Tanzania Dog TV.
My name is Halela101. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe. Please subscribe. Don't leave without subscribing. Okay? Just press the red button. Thank you so much.